it's not going to matter at the end of the day, like how many emails you got back to or how many houses you
Yep.
sold. That's just not going to be the thing that you remember or your family
No,
remembers about you.
exactly.
Welcome to A Village in Progress. I'm your host, Alexis. Village in Progress is a weekly call between friends practicing meaningful connection in a world increasingly shaped by technology and AI. Each week, we'll share stories and insights from decades of friendship and explore the rituals and habits that have helped them thrive. We'll talk about the importance of the friendships we have and the ones we hope to build in the future. This is a space for honest talk and hopeful imagination about what it means to care, belong, and build community. I hope you'll join us because thriving villages aren't found. They are built intentionally together. Hey, it's Lex. Hope you're having a great day. Give me a call when you can. Bye.
Hi. We are back with another bonus episode of Village in Progress podcast with my very dear friend Amber. I've been saying with these wrap-ups that, I'm so appreciative of my friends being willing to put themselves out there and to do it again for a mini second time to, just hear about your experience. So I appreciate you being willing to come back one more time.
Of course. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Happy to be talking to you, Alexis.
Yeah. So it's really funny because I was talking to my friend Jen and she said that when we were talking, she forgot that we were even recording anything that people were going to listen to because she just thought we were like in the moment and having this conversation between us, and it just felt so comfortable. And I know that some of my other friends had that experience, but then she said I had to go to therapy because I got so vulnerable that it just, brought up a lot of stuff for me. So I know that it's not easy for everybody to do that. But what was your experience like? I mean, when I asked you to come on the show, without even hesitating, you said yes. You were like, of course, I will do this with you. Did you have any hesitation or were you nervous at all, like leading up to it or before we sat down?
No, I think anything that you venture to do, I'm always in supportive. So when you asked me to come, I was like, of course, I'm going to be involved in anything that you want to start. And especially with this podcast, because you are the perfect person to be doing a podcast. And essentially, it's really, I think, transformed your life in the way that you're running it now, and with the friendships that you're diving deeper into these friendships. That's what I'm getting from the podcast that I've been listening to, not just mine, but all of the podcasts of all your friends. And it's just nice to see because you have different friends from different times in your life and that you've stayed in touch with. And it's just been really special to see all of your friendships and hear your stories. I've enjoyed listening to them and I had no hesitation at all. So I wasn't nervous. I think I was nervous after because, when we're together, we just talk and have all these wonderful stories and memories that we share with each other. So that's what our time that we spent together, that's what happened. We just were enjoying our company and talking. And then afterwards I thought, well, wait a minute, this is actually going to be heard by other people. Now I'm a little nervous because, what did we say? What did we talk about? Do we want other people to hear that? So I guess I got nervous after.
I think that was most people's. Most people were super excited to do it. And after the conversation, they were like, that was really great and really easy. And I wasn't nervous. But then in the days leading up, when I was like, your episode's coming out, they were like, oh. And I did try to send it to like everybody ahead of time just so you could know. But I think everybody was sort of like, oh no, I hadn't even thought about people watching and seeing this. And so I think that was a lot of my friends, but I just tried to assure everybody that I tried to put you in like the best light and really just highlight our friendships, because I thought if nothing else, people could hear what a friendship between two people who really care about each other sounds like and what it looks like. and for anybody listening or watching to kind of say like, do I have these sort of close, trusting, non-judgmental friends in my life? And if I do, how do I celebrate that? And if I don't, how can maybe that be something I'm looking for?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tried to have that come across. I think it did.
Yeah, it did.
I think it did.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
My friend Ian was actually, so he's been listening to and watching all of them. And he was like, I want to be friends with your friends now. Like, I'm kind of jealous of like the friendships that you have that, my friends in Philly don't get to be a part of. And he was like, I think that you, me, and Amber and Josh would just have the best time. And we probably would.
That's
we
awesome.
probably would. And he, it was just funny because I hadn't really thought of that, because I have, those friendships with my people from college and that I don't see now. And it was a really nice thing to hear that the same thing that kept us friends in college, this idea that we're down for anything and we like to laugh and have fun and we're just there for each other, are still part of my life now. And so it made me, it was something I hadn't thought about, that my friends would be watching my other friends. And so I thought that was pretty cool, because I thought you guys would, because I'm the same person, just different, I was like, I'm taking different, risks now, more thoughtful ones, more thought out ones, but not as wild, but still, like, we like to have fun and laugh, and we just really like to enjoy each other's company. So my other friends were seeing that in friendships that, they're not a part of, and they were like, we have to all get together. Sometime.
Maybe that's the next step.
I know. I'm trying to get them to come out to like Ojai or something like that, or like somewhere out here where we could hang out for like, we could go somewhere for a day or something.
I love that idea.
Yeah. But what was I know that you had shared with me like some feedback from like Laura and other people, but what did your family or friends or anybody think of, did they, when they, or if they've listened to it yet?
My son, Christian, actually listened to it, and he was like, Mom, you sound so good, and you have such a great like voice, and it was, it's just really natural. So that was a nice compliment from a 30-year-old, almost 31 in a couple months. So that was a nice positive comment. By the way, he's in Boston, relocated and moved to Boston.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
That was on my mind. I was like, you told me that he was interviewing, and so he got the job.
Yeah, he got the job.
Congratulations.
Yeah, in fact, today was his first day at work. He's been there since March 1st. He flew out, and today was his very first day on the job. So I haven't even had the update yet. I'll call him later and see how it went, but he's super excited. I'm very proud of him and very happy.
I think he's going to love it there.
Yes.
I think Boston is such a fun city. It's so easy to maneuver around.
Yeah.
And the people there are very nice and kind.
Yeah, he's really loving it so far. He's been out exploring, taking the subway everywhere. He had to sell his car because apparently I've never been, but I'm going in May. I'm going to take a trip.
The ice should be thawing by the time you get there.
Out. So yeah, very happy for him. And I do know that something happened though with one of my friends after our interview, and we talked about it after, but we didn't share it with the viewers. But my friend group from my high school group that we all most of us met in elementary school, and one of our good friends, Debbie, passed away shortly after we did our interview. I think maybe 2 weeks later, she was hit and killed by a drunk driver. And it's been very hard for all of our entire group. In fact, we're still texting, like even today, about her. And yesterday, I got the news that another one of my friends, not in our friend group, but a guy I went to high school with, who was very tight with our girlfriends, Mark Hyatt, passed away. He had cancer for some time, so it wasn't a shock. It was expected, but it's very sad. I guess it's just, I'm at the age now where things like that are going to start happening to people, and it's just it makes you like you know, the old saying, life is short. It just makes you like realize how precious life is, your friendships, your family, and to, you know, to make those connections, call the person, you know, don't just text, like call, like,
Right.
you know, we
Call.
grew up calling people. We didn't, you know, we had phones with the long extension cords from the kitchen, and we'd hide around
Right,
the
that you'd
corner.
wrap around your body.
Yeah, you know, calling somebody, or we just, you know, ride our bikes to their house. So
Yeah.
it takes away from like the emotional connection with people when you don't have a conversation either on the phone or in person. And like,
Yeah. Well, I remember we were at dinner shortly after, right? I think like a week or two before your episode was going to come out. And we were at dinner and you told us about Debbie. And I just knew that you had mentioned her in the podcast. And because you had talked about her and you had talked about your friend group, but you had mentioned her and her husband specifically. And so then I asked you if you wanted me to put something in there. So for those of you who have not listened to Amber's episode or watched it, there's a picture of your friend group at the very end with Debbie in there. Because we filmed that in like October, and then in November is when she was hit by a drunk driver. So I know that is still very fresh and was still fresh. And I was glad that, you know, in whatever little way we could sort of, you know, put a little memorial tribute in there.
That was very thoughtful
for her.
I miss her dearly.
We do have, you know, I was just, I've been thinking about episodes and things like that to come, and what were like the evolution of this podcast, because I'm quite honestly tapped out of friends that I would want to have these 2-hour conversations with, and share them with everybody. I think, you know, this like season is really my core village. It's the people that I know I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life. It's the people that I've built really strong bonds with, that are integrated into my family. And that's a small circle for me. I feel really fortunate that it's like such a loyal, like awesome circle, but it's pretty small. So I've had to think of where to go. And, you know, I've lost a number of friends from high school all the way through college and after. And grief, that is part of it, you know, our villages and how we handle that and how we come together. And so we are going to be talking about that eventually, because it's just part of it. And I think you have to make that phone call, and anytime. That's why, you know, anytime, even if you're not feeling like it, I feel like you should just call and say hi and just say, I can't really talk long, but I'm just thinking about you. I don't really have the energy to get into anything, but you know, just, I was thinking about you, and hi. So I think that's so important.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. Was there anything from the experience that you wish you had said, or that didn't say, or anything that caught you off guard?
No, I don't think, I mean, whatever, you know, I don't think there was anything that was said that caught me off guard or that made me feel uncomfortable. I think it was more just the shock of like, when I came to do the podcast, I didn't think that we would be shown, like we would be seen. I just thought we were talking and people would hear us. And I didn't think that people would be watching us also. I just didn't put it together in my head.
Even though I did say that.
I just didn't put it together. I thought, you know, I think I just threw on whatever I had on that day. And I was even wearing like a vest that I wear all the time. And it's my real estate compass, the vest.
Yeah.
And you looked at me, you're like, you're going to wear that vest? You're going to advertise your company in there? And I'm like, no. What was I thinking? But I wasn't. I should have put.
Also, it gets really hot in this room, and I knew you would be sweating, because I'm constantly sweating in here.
So
it's very warm.
I would have put more thought into my outfit.
Well, I thought you looked great. I think you always look great.
Thanks.
I think I got so much feedback about just how authentic you were, and what beautiful, like, I feel like you're just a really beautiful person
thank you.
Inside and out. And I think that really comes through.
Oh, thanks.
And I think that you put a lot of care into the things that are really important to you. And I think that really came through. So all the feedback I got was like, I want to hang out with Amber. You know, my mother-in-law like wants to hang out with all my friends. She's like, I'm so glad I'm part of
you
this
have
village.
an awesome family, an awesome mother-in-law, and she's great.
Yeah.
I mean, we've spent some time together.
She's like the biggest fan of this podcast. My mother-in-law, Lee's mom, Chris. Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to
She's
Chris.
like the number one fan. She loves it. So
That's so cute.
But you know, I got a lot of feedback about just how genuine you are. And I feel that, and I, you know, that's why I think you are just one of my really good friends. I enjoy
Thank you.
You talked a little bit on the podcast about how you had already kind of started with the Ripple Challenge, and you had gone out to lunch with a woman that just kind of like came up, like a work lunch from the past. But I know that your schedule is very full. Amber has like plate on top of plate on top of plate, like, you know, like a tower all the time. Your schedule is so
it's the
full.
life of a real estate agent. That's what it is. You know, it's just never ending. You know exactly what that is.
I know. Now I'm like a little bit removed, you know, I've like removed myself. I don't know that I could go back.
Honestly, I agree with you. Like I am eventually later this year going to slow down a little bit more in my business. I won't be as crazy. I'll just be a normal person working a normal
crazy
day and a normal amount of time, not double everything and not every day. And it's overwhelming and time consuming to be a real estate agent, and to be able to actually support yourself and make money and be successful. You have to put in a lot of hours, and you have to be on the phone all day long, and it's every day, and it's exhausting. So I'm looking forward to slowing down a little bit in the next year.
Yeah. Well, I think so, you know, you had already done a little bit of that like Ripple Challenge and like being open, you know, like reconnecting with people. And then I think you touched on a lot, you know, with the passing of your friend and then this new friend that passed. And I think slowing down in your career to really take time to, I know, you know, spend more time with your family and spend more time with your husband and your kids in a really meaningful way. I think that I'm really excited for that chapter for you, for that to happen, because I know that those things are really important. And I feel like it will give you a lot more time to put towards those things that you really
absolutely
really care
those
about.
things, and also just the Ripple, making connections and spending some more quality time where it's not just like squeezed in, where I can actually, you know, I can be the one where it's
where you don't have to look at your phone, where you can actually put your phone down and not have to worry about a lead or a seller or a buyer or somebody.
I can't imagine my phone not ringing the entire time I'm visiting with someone and going off the entire time and making me feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm not working every single second of the day. I can't wait for that to happen.
Well, and I think, you know, life is short. And I do think at some point you have to find some sort of balance, because tomorrow is not promised. And, you know, I think you do have to, at a certain point, like, you know, take a shift back from that, because it's not going to matter at the end of the day, like how many emails you got back to or how many houses you sold.
Yep.
You know, that's just not going to be the thing that you remember or your family remembers about you.
And that's exactly what the, you know, what's this transition that's starting to happen. That's exactly all of the reasons why. And I made the decision to start slowing down my business so that I can just enjoy life a little bit more and stop and smell the roses and actually spend some time with the people that I love and people that I haven't connected with for a while, to be able to enjoy those moments. And looking forward to it.
Yeah. And to travel more without checking your phone. Can you imagine going on a trip and not having to even think about your email?
Going on an actual vacation and taking a vacation. I've never had a vacation where I've actually been checked out to actually enjoy my time where I didn't have to work.
I know.
I mean, not in the last
I know.
probably 15 years, I would say.
That's a long time. Amber. A long time. That is a
know,
long
it's a long
time.
time.
I think everybody deserves that, especially now. And the more that I'm having these conversations, I think that for me, I didn't really think about it, but in having all these conversations with my friends, and I found myself checking in more and talking to everybody more and making more plans and doing that. So for me, even it's helped just make everything, I think, a little bit stronger. And I know you and I got to hang out a bunch around your filming, and then we had another
Yeah, we had a dinner.
and then we have another one
Yes.
coming up.
Wait, what's
So I'm
the
really
other one
excited
coming
about
up? Do we have
that.
something else planned that I don't know?
Yeah, but it's not till
Oh,
like
yes.
April.
Oh, yes, it is coming
in
up. It's
April.
like a month from now. I think I must have it on my calendar.
Yeah,
One of my calendars.
I think
is
you
there.
must. One of them.
I have an old school calendar right in front of me, right there.
Like a day,
And
like
daily
a
yes, and then
like a
and then
writing
an
one?
actual,
Yeah.
like, Google Calendar that's more just like all work.
all in the phone. I do too. I have a hard calendar because I
Yeah.
like writing them down and flipping through and writing notes, but then I still have everything
just
in my phone.
reminders and things. It
All.
just helps keep me
Yeah.
organized in my head.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
out of your
that
head, so
too.
you don't have to memorize all of those things, right? Well, I really appreciate you again taking the time to film the episode with me and then take a little bit of time just to like reflect on what your experience was like doing it. I probably won't ask you to do it again. I think my friends are like, can you move on? Can you move on to some other people, please? We're like
Well,
tapped out.
I'm happy to
done.
talk to you anytime you want to talk to me. If it's being recorded or not, let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just do it. Well, I'm so excited for Christian.
Me
I'm very
too.
excited. You'll have to definitely let me know how he likes it. And Boston is so fun. And I think he's going to have a
it was
great
exactly
time.
what he needed to get him moved on with this stage of his life, to be completely removed from
Yeah.
where he was, and with an excellent company and a great starting position at this job with a good salary and benefits. So he's so deserving of it, and he's very happy. He's happy.
Yeah. I was thinking about it for some reason. I was thinking about it this morning, how I was just thinking how I was going to talk to you, and you and I are just never in the same, like you and Jeremy are like real
yeah.
empty nesters now. And I have a 4-year-old. So we're just like never, you and I are never in the same place, but when we meet up, we are. When we meet up, you and I are on the same page. But in our own homes,
Definitely not.
definitely not. Amber's house is so nice, and when you go, it's so relaxing, and it's so cream colored and white and like just decorated. And I'm like, can I just sit in your bedroom in those chairs and just zen out? Because I don't have anything like that in my house
I'm
right
adulting.
now, like nothing.
Finally adulting.
And you guys, and so I know. And so I'm so excited. In fact, when you guys were here and you gave the tour, I was explaining how everything was either for Lucy or the cats. And Jeremy's like, what's for you and Lee? We were like, nothing. This is not the house where we have anything to us. This office, I have this sweaty
I remember
office.
the days though. I remember. I never had an off-white
I
couch
know.
until like 8 years ago. I would never. I'm like, no way. Who would buy a
just
cream-colored couch? Not with kids.
No, I couldn't dream of it. I wouldn't dream of it. But it's just funny because so I'm really excited for this next chapter of your life, because your kids are doing fantastic and they're out, and this is like, I feel like your real time to just do what's really important
Thank
to
you.
you.
I'm
So
excited too. I'm excited to
excited.
spend more time with you when I slow down a little bit, so that we can hang out more.
I know.
And make more plans.
I'm getting a handle on my schedule now. Yeah,
Yes.
I could come meet you, so we can do
Yes.
classes together or
Yes.
something again. Yeah, so I'm excited too. I know, it'll take a little bit of transition, but I think you're on. I'm excited for your path.
Thank you.
For your journey ahead.
Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Well, thank you so much. I will see you in a few weeks, and definitely keep me posted on Christian, because I'm excited to hear about it.
Okay, bye.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.
If this episode inspired you to reach out to someone or make a new connection, we would love to hear about it. Please send us a message or drop us a comment on our Instagram at Village in Progress Podcast, or you can drop a comment on our YouTube channel at Village in Progress Pod. And if you would like to hear more of our episodes, please subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe and follow wherever you listen and watch. From our village to yours, thank you so much for listening. Keep connecting, growing, and let's build something meaningful together. Talk to you next week.